Looks like I'm going to have to fix these wheels. Decided. And these spokes, this all has to be aqua blasted. I'm either going to get these powder coated black or get them re-chromed, I'll decide. They're a bit rough, but it's all going to really depend on the forks, if I can get these forks fixed. I'll get them down, we'll have a look at them. Here's one set. Problem is, you just can't pull these apart. Get them hard chromed, that's a lot more of an expensive process than normal chroming. Just to get those stanchions there chromed, hard chromed, it's probably going to cost $200 a piece. That's if I can pull it apart. That's one set, and there's the other set there. Realistically, they pretty clean up okay, those bottom sections. This stuff here is just rusty. There's no way that's going on it like that. The thing is, they work good. They still work fine. Anyway, not going all that trouble and then putting rubbish on there. And we'll see what happens. Discovered these split here. That undoes. And then you can take the stanchion out. So it looks like they are rebuildable. I'm going to be able to rebuild these forks. So looks like I'm going to be using the original suspension, wheels, brakes. So it's good. There's one pretty much stripped. If you take this off and that little clip, that can go to be hard chromed. I'll decide whether I get that re-chromed, which, see how it polishes up, I probably will get it re-chromed. Anyway, I've got the wheels stripped. I'll pull the bearings out tomorrow. There is some damage that's like rusted through down there. A bit hard to see it, but I'll show you that later. I'll just clean my hands. I'm knocked off for the day. Yeah, that's going to have to be repaired. I'm going to get these re-chromed or powder coated, I'm not sure yet, I'll decide. Same with these things. Don't know. Chrome or powder coat. Powder coat's way cheaper. I've got to get these bearings out. There's a trick to that, I'll do that tomorrow. Anyway, when I get these bearings out, see how it's all smooth, there's nothing really to drive it out. So, what I'm going to do is an old trick. Put some blobs of MIG weld there and punch it from behind. That should get one out, and I get the spacer out and I can flog the other one down. So that's how I've welded a couple of blobs there. I should be able to flog it out. Sometimes the bearing just collapses and then you've got to do it to the outer ring as well. But there's no other way of getting them out that I know of. Straight out. Boom. See the heat when you heat it up as well? That also helps it come out. There really is no other way of getting them out. Not sure what that is down the end there. It's got like a funny seal there. Anyway, I might have to do the same to this end. Out, easy, just like that. My old engineer showed me that trick. It's a great trick. Works on, you got a bearing race that you can't get out. Just weld a blob of MIG weld there, or two, and the heat helps it come out too. And just, boom, it just comes straight out. Right, we've got to do the next one. Done. Pretty much just getting to these rims in time. There's damage here on both sides. I'm just going to fix that. This other one's not too bad, doesn't look real good, but it's actually doesn't seem to have any holes in it. I'm lucky I got to it when I have, otherwise wouldn't be able to fix them. Anyway, I think I'll just braze that. Let's see, these little pivot bits here, I might have to put something in that, we'll see. There's that, just needs a bit of a file up. Right, that's fixed. I'll give it a little bit more of a sand, but depends what finish I put there. If I chrome it, I'll detail it a bit better. I'm thinking of powder coating them anyway, so I need to save these rims. If I'd have left them much longer, they would have been no good. Anyway, I'm just going to make this little fitting so I can fit that other fuel tap to the fuel tank. So I've got this new tap. It's a 16 M16 by 1.0, and the thread on the fuel tap is 16 by 1.5. So this will fit the tank, and then I've just got to do a female there and do a male 1.5 on the outside, and it should fit. Anyway, we've drilled a hole. I only had a 14.5 bit, so I've had to bore it out about 1/2 mil with that thing. Well, we'll see if the tap fits in there now. Tap end's a bit big to fit in my little holder that I have for here, so I'm just going to point it into the back of this, and I'll turn it with a shifter just to get it started, and then it'll be straight, and I'll just wind it in. You just do that to ensure that it's in line. You know for sure that tap's going in straight. You'll lock the spindle too. That's why I always leave that open so you don't restart it while that's locked. Whenever the spindle's locked, I'll leave the lid open. Well, I know it's locked. Anyway, it'll go in straight now. I don't have to keep chasing it with the tailstock. It's going in straight, that's it. Get that out of the way. Anyway, I'll just wind it in. Fits on this tank before I go any further. Oh yeah, right on. No problems. Okay, now all I've got to do is cut this to the length I want it, and then put a 16.15 thread on that, and then my tap will fit on. Well, at the moment that stuff's 23 mil. I've got to take it down to about 17 to do a M16 tap. Just realised I have to do it the other way around, so I've got to do the male section first, and then cut it, flip it round, do the other end. Alright, got that bit on. I'll turn down the other end and see what happens. Turning that down a little bit, doesn't have to be that thick. A bit hard to see that. The thread's done. There's the camera. Anyway, well, this is what I've done. That's a 14.5 hole. I don't have I've got a 16 mil drill bit, but I don't have, really should have a 15 to do a 16 tap. So I'm just going to force it in. It's aluminium, so it'll go in. Anyway, just have to do. I've got to do it with two hands because I've got to advance the tailstock as I turn that. There it is. It's on nice and tight. That's it. That's not coming back off that bit. It's staying there. I can get the tap off, no problem. I could get it off if I wanted to, but it's on nice and tight. Faces the right way. That's it. Until I can find if I can find the correct one, I'll buy it. They don't cost much. But for now, that's it. I can get fuel into the tank, into the motor, whatever. This tank's off the chrome plated soon, so anyway, thanks. Right, situation with this bike right now, no spark. It's got nothing. I've got this little coil here. That's actually off a P-wheel. I was just trying it. It could be a couple of things. It could be a faulty magneto, or it also has these wires coming out of here, which is to run up to the key, and some of them for the light, some of them from the key. It could be as simple as joining two of them wires, and it might have spark. But what I want to do, I'm going to pull this thing off and see if I'm getting spark at the points. I should have done that before, but you get that. And now if the magneto's not working, we're going to chase up a new magneto, and they're not cheap. Everything costs money when you're doing this. It takes time. You've got to find stuff, big money. Like I've got to replace them shocks. The forks are getting hard chromed at the moment, and like the legs, I'm probably not going to get them chromed, because when you get things chromed, it adds more material there, and then they won't screw back together. They're hard enough to screw together as they are. Unless I spend $200 and buy an M35 by 1.0 tap and a die, it's going to cost me nearly $200 just for those two things that I only used once. So I'm possibly going to paint the legs. Anyway, first of all, things first, I've got to get spark. You got the new back shocks. The original ones were chrome anyway. They're not as skinny, they're real skinny, the original ones. These ones they're a lot skinnier than those ones I've just had that were off the Norton on here. They're Kickstarter was hitting the exhaust. It was out that far, that bit further, so when it came up it would hit here. That's why I couldn't use them. So anyway, it brings it in about 10 mil, that's all I needed. Anyway, yeah, I'm getting these other parts from the US. I don't know why the guy put them up. He gave me a quote for everything and sent me the invoice. Every single thing's dearer. Anyway, thank you.